With an update on a WWE star's contract status and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. As John Cena took part in a tag team match with Seth Rollins against Imperium for the Superstar Spectacle event in India, he would address the crowd after the bout saying this.
Can you guys even hear me in the back? Because I can sure as hell hear you guys. You can hear me over there? I just wanted everybody to be able to hear what I'm saying. It's brief, but what I have to say tonight means a whole heck of a lot to me. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. You know, sometimes we feel something inside that grabs us emotionally and we feel like we're alone. I want to share this with y'all, and you can let me know if I'm alone or not, but I'm going to share it anyway. I've been imagining this moment right here for 20 years. I wanted to end tonight by saying this moment is far greater than I could have ever imagined.
Speaking of John Cena, fans at the Superstar Spectacle event would fight over his shirt that was thrown into the crowd. Here's the clip. With her having been absent from AEW programming since losing the TBS title, Jade Cargill said this about her admiration for the company, as well as president of the promotion Tony Khan, telling the women's wrestling talk show, "I am, always. He's a phenomenal boss. I can literally hit him up now and he'd probably hit me back up in 3 minutes. This is a man who has 4 companies, a professional soccer team, Jacksonville Jaguars. He's busy, but he literally comes to every show. He's so passionate. He loves our company. There's no other place I'd want to be. He doesn't look at me as a number. He looks at me like a human being. He knows my journey and understands my purpose in the wrestling community and what I want to achieve, and I don't think you can beat that. You can't beat this in a very interesting sport." During his session on Dr. Bo Hightower's YouTube show, Sean Waltman said this about the paycheck he received for his appearance in the WWE 2K22 video game for the NWO4 Life Edition. It could always be more, it depends on what it is. Got a nice check for WWE 2K22 last year. They had a special NWO one. Touching on the success of AEW, former WCW president Eric Bischoff said this on his 83 Weeks podcast. "The pattern has they came, they saw, and only half are coming back or more, and that's not good. Look at the AEW house show numbers. The live ticket sales are not impressive and getting less impressive by the week. That to me is not competition for WWE. They're just in the same business. That's all. It would be like me opening up a hot dog stand down the street from a Ruth Chris Steakhouse, and like me, Sam, competing competing with Ruth Chris. Not really. But hey, if it makes you feel better, then say it. If it helps you sell a couple more hot dogs to the people that want to buy hot dogs, go for it, but it's not real. Announcing her departure from the NWA, Velvet Sky wrote on social media, "Going forward, I will no longer be a part of the NWA. I want to thank Billy for the opportunity and thank you to each person I worked with, as it was so much fun and I learned so much from Joe and Tim on commentary. I wish the NWA my best with everything. See you all down the road." On his podcast, former WWE writer Freddie Prinze Jr. said this about his interactions with CM Punk and his recent departure from AEW. What can I say here? Okay, I'm friends with some of the people that he's had an issue with, first and foremost, so I should get that out of the way so everyone goes, oh, Prince is biased. Yeah, I'm biased, but I will say this. When you keep doing the same thing over and over and you keep blaming everyone else and it's the world's fault, right? Like that Alessio Cara song, you don't have to change a thing. The world could change its heart. The world ain't going to change for you or for nobody, and the world don't owe you It's your responsibility as a human being to find out your place in this world and make the absolute most of it, but the world doesn't owe you a damn thing. And a lot of people end up in a similar situation every single time because they keep behaving a certain way that turns people off. It's really hard to piss people off. It's really easy to make them feel good. At a certain point, I think you have to turn that finger towards yourself and say, okay, what is it about me? What am I doing wrong? Or you have to have someone, a therapist, a wife, a best friend, who calls you on your who says, yo, man, this is the third time. How many more before you figure out that this might be more of a you problem and less of a them problem? I know there's going to be a lot of our listeners who disagree with me, I respect where you're coming from. I get it. You love him, and a lot of the young people you might think are soft and maybe you think he's tough. I get it. I'm not trying to say you're wrong. I'm just trying to let you know where I'm coming from based off my experience with him. Like, he wasn't a nice guy to me, and it would have been easy to be nice to me. And instead he would just blow me off every time I walked by when I worked there, and I was never going to work with him because he didn't need my help. So I was always like, why are you going out of your way to be a dick to me if you and I are never going to work together? Ever. I hate to sound cold and brutal like that, but I've talked about the federation that I want to start here. I've spoken to professional wrestlers and said, hey man, would you be down to help me out if I'm doing this? I'm not joking. Every single wrestler that I reached out to but one said, anything you need, I would love to help. Just don't hire Phil. And this is over 10. It's over 10, okay? And only once didn't say anything, and I don't know how they feel about the guy, but everybody else was like, don't hire Punk. Please don't hire Punk. Dude, I'll help you out, but if you hire Punk, I'm out. Like, it was everybody, and that has to be a mirror that causes you to go, yeah, dude, it's time to change. At least that's what I think. And again, if you disagree with me out there, I got nothing but love for you. I may not agree with your take, but I respect it. I know everybody loves him, and he's one of the best to ever do this wrestling thing. Asked if he would be open to having a match against CM Punk, Finn Balor told Peter Rosenberg, I'd be interested in wrestling a broomstick if someone is going to pay me money. Money talks. With CM Punk quitting WWE before the January 27th, 2014 edition of Monday Night Raw, former WWE photographer John Giamondo revealed the plans for Punk prior to this, telling the Cheap Heat Productions podcast, the next day after the 2014 Royal Rumble, we're gonna destroy your photo studio. Giamondo said, recalling a conversation he had with someone backstage, CM Punk was gonna get beat up by Kane, maybe, I don't even know what it was. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna smash all my equipment. Then what am I supposed to do? There's like thousands of dollars of camera equipment and photo equipment. Explaining how he got scammed on social media out of $2,000, Ryback revealed on his podcast, "The scammer guy, I gotta shoot him a message. So Phoenix Marie told me there's this guy who might be able to help me. His name is Yao Cabrera. He's from Brazil. He does some YouTube comedy stuff." She goes, "He should be able to help you with your accounts." She started giving him money and he was giving her more views on Instagram. I go, "Are you sure?" She says she's sure. I message him and he's got a whole team of people, so it's a scammer. I'm talking to someone who claims it is him, but it wasn't him. But the real guy reached out to me later. Anyway, I gave him $2,000 and they wanted 7, but I gave them 2 to start out and he was supposed to help with YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. I talked to him beforehand and said that I don't need fake followers. I need accounts fixed, and he said, "Yes, we deal with all of these companies." I go to Phoenix again and ask if they're sure because typically these people are scammers, and she said no, so where he fixed my account. Anyway, I gave him money and they immediately started asking for more money. Speaking about his contract situation with WWE, Drew McIntyre said this to the Hindustan Times. "I mean, I keep reading the internet myself. I just saw something earlier. The internet keeps talking about my future, I guess. But my focus is on the here and now. Like, I don't look to the future. I don't look to the past. I look to the present. And my job right now is just making sure we give everybody in Hyderabad the best show possible. And I'll continue to give the best performance I can at every show. And I can see I don't plan to be anywhere else. That's as much as I can give." PW Insider would add, in asking WWE sources this week whether there had been any movement on signing McIntyre to a new deal, we were told that the company had been mostly focused on finalizing the Endeavor WWE acquisition, so there hadn't been much, if any, movement. We were also told that the company had not rushed to lock McIntyre into a new deal as they had time to work on it, with one source noting that with McIntyre having taken time off earlier this year, there was additional time added to his contract. PWInsiderElite.com is told that the company has McIntyre now locked in until around WrestleMania 40, so that now gives the two sides in the area of 7 months to finalize a new deal. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.